Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host Gersh1 and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about Imperial Guard regiments as we get into another viewer request. If you guys have any requests for Imperial Guard regiments that you guys would like us to create a video for, don't forget to comment down below. Please put suggestion followed by the regiment that you guys would like to hear about. Do that down below, and also please check out our Imperial Guard Regiment playlist. It's going to be linked above. But let's get into 40 facts about the Elysian Drop Troops. Elysian Drop Troops are the airborne assault infantry regiments of the Imperial Guard, who are recruited from the veteran world of Elysia in the Segmentum Solar, 30 light years from the world of Armageddon. The Elysian Drop Troop regiments make extensive use of aircraft and elite soldiers plunging from the skies directly into battle. These regiments' true advantage lies in their speed, unpredictability, and the unrivaled ability to attack anywhere on the battlefield at any time. The Elysian system and the surrounding space were notorious havens for humans and Eldar pirates, as Elysia lay on a major trade route through its sector, and its star system was categorized by numerous asteroid fields and dense gas clouds that served as highly effective camouflage for pirate vessels wanting to raid passing Imperial commerce. Surrounded by untamed worlds, barren moons, and a variety of gas clouds and asteroid fields, the region is a haven for pirates and renegades who must constantly be kept in check to prevent lawlessness from overrunning the system. Much of the Elysian Planetary Defense Force is thus required to serve the dual role of defending their homeworld and suppressing pirate activity in the surrounding area. Due to this necessity, Elysian soldiers are well versed in ship-to-ship boarding actions and similar strategies, rapid strikes in contact with orbit and aerial support being the only effective way of combating elusive enemies, such as those that the Elysian routinely face. As a result of this, Imperial Guard regiments raised from Elysia are regarded as somewhat unorthodox. Through careful negotiation at the highest levels, a contingent of Elysian regiments was secured for operations in and around the Calyx sector, while the majority were quickly claimed by the Margin Crusade. A few were diverted to support the Spinward Front. These regiments are held at a strategic reserve by Lord Marshal Ganzeric, who is careful to employ such a limited resource only when strictly necessary, unwilling to simply throw the valuable regiments into the meat grinder. This has not limited the actions that the Elysian regiments have seen within the Spinward Front. So many individual war zones and objectives exist across so many worlds that there are an ample opportunity and vital conflict aplenty that are deserving of the Elysians' rare talent. From counter-offensive against the Dark Eldar raiders on Calth to intense guerrilla warfare on Horizon, and the sabotage of the orc-dominated shipyards above Sickle. The Elysian contingent has suffered heavy losses during the failed assault on Thrax, which saw 9 regiments lost and survivors stranded on a world contested by both the orcs and the forces of the Severan Dominant. The Elysian Drop Troop regiments raised by the Imperial Tithes for serving in the Imperial Guard are elite all-volunteer units whose troops are required to serve at least one tour of combat duty in the Elysian Planetary Defense Force before they are allowed to join. After they are recruited, the new drop troops are sent to a number of military training bases established across Elysia and the rest of the Elysian system to begin their training, which includes the extensive practice of handling grav chutes, making high-orbit insertions, sharpshooter training, and extreme environmental survival skills. Elysian drop troops are expected to make every shot count, as during their operations, resupply can often be days or even weeks away, and so no trooper is allowed to enter combat duty without first having been rated as an expert marksman. This high level of accuracy allows Elysian drop troops to be far more effective when wielding lasguns or autoguns than the equivalent standard regiments of the Imperial Guard. Most Imperial Guard regiments are recruited to serve as basic infantry, but some worlds, due to their practical culture or environmental circumstances, produce more specialized and elite regiments. Among this group of Imperial Guard units can be counted the Elysian drop troops. Elysian drop troops are provided with high-quality armor and weapons, and are extremely well trained due to the difficulty required in mastering the tactics of airborne assault, using grav chutes and Valkyrie airborne assault aircraft. They are also comprised of an unusually high number of elite stormtrooper companies within their own unit organization. When making a combat drop, the Elysian drop troops' primary objective is to sow devastation and confusion amongst the enemies as a result of their sudden arrival behind enemy lines. However, because of their emphasis on mobility, Elysian regiments do not make use of any of the standard Imperial Guard armored vehicles, from the Leman Russ tank to the Chimera armored personal carrier. The only vehicle that the Elysian drop troops can make use of, because they are light enough to be dropped into combat by a grav chute or sentinel walker, are the Taurus rapid assault vehicles. As a result, Elysian troops are often able to rapidly overwhelm the enemy and seize an objective, but they must be reinforced by other Imperial forces that possess heavier weaponry, as they are unable to hold their objective for long in the face of determined enemy resistance. During large-scale campaigns such as a planetary siege, the Elysian combat doctrine favors hit-and-run tactics that focus on ambushes where the Elysians can concentrate their fire and mobility to weaken the enemy and then disappear to repeat the process. In smaller engagements, such as a direct assault of a fixed target, the Elysians are capable of carrying out rapid assaults and maintaining their combat cohesiveness for several weeks without effective resupply. Other light vehicles that the Elysian drop troop regiments utilize, other than the Taurus, are the modified drop sentinels, Cyclops demolition vehicles, and sentry gun batteries. The Elysians make use of Valkyries, vulture gunships, and the support of the Imperial Navy to make up for their lack of heavy armor. Using their Valkyries and grav chutes, the Elysians can capture objectives rapidly to dent overwhelming forces and their close-range firepower. Elysian drop troop regiments often rely on demo charges and special weapons for tank busting. Vultures, Valkyries, and Imperial Navy aircraft packed fearsome amount of firepower, and swooping over the battlefield, they can target just about anything. Tactical flexibility is the Elysians' true advantage over most other forces, and there are few tactical situations other than the drawn-out planetary siege that an Elysian cannot counter quickly and effectively. As their primary armament are simple lasguns, Elysian drop troops cannot afford to sit back and engage in prolonged firefights with an enemy. Elysian drop troops do not engage the enemy in a conventional stand-up fight. Instead, they seek to take objectives by rapid, hard-hitting attacks, and then hold them with grim determination and a selective targeting of enemy threats. Casualties will often be high for Elysian regiments as a result of this strategy, but that is the price drop troop regiments pay for their extreme mobility. The 1st Elysian Drop Troop Regiment is a part of the Ultima Segmentum's strategic reserve for Imperial Guard regiments, waiting for rapid deployment against any emerging threat in the Imperium. The Vaunt 1st Elysian Regiments has a long and glorious tradition, having fought in the Emperor's cause across the galaxy, including having fought against the Heretic Rebellion around the Eye of Terror, and the Orcs of Wa-Urgok, and the Eldar Pirates in the Barbarius sector. The 13th Elysian Drop Troop Regiment, or the Helldivers, have gained something of a heroic reputation amongst the regiments of the Spinward Front, having emerged from seemingly impossible odds on multiple occasions. Dubbed the Helldivers for their tendencies to descend upon the enemy from above and leave destruction in their wake, the Elysian 13 are the subject of overblown tales and flights of fancy amongst the masses. The Departamental Minitorum has only encouraged this tendency, reporting anywhere possible of the victories of the 13th publicly, along with those of the other Imperial Guard regiments, whose exploits will bolster morale. The truth is, as always, both more and less than the fictions brought from it. Colonel Joanna von Meer, the regiment's commander, is daring, optimistic, courageous, and more than a little vainglorious. Her fever for the glory of battle has seen the Elysians 13th deployed to the deadliest of conflicts and the most challenging of missions, succeeding at any cost and to great acclaim. The Helldivers have suffered great casualties over the years, and only a handful of companies of their original 10,000 warriors still remain, though each is a veteran of many battles. Only on one occasion have the Helldivers been reinforced with a remnant of another regiment. The reinforcement came after the failed invasion of At the Hole. They bolstered their diminished numbers with the remains of the Elysian 227th Drop Troops, though subsequent campaigns have reduced their numbers further. The 23rd Elysian Drop Troop Regiments formed part of the Imperial Taurus Expeditionary Force to combat Tau aggression, which had seen the aliens seize the mineral-rich mining world. The regiments part of the campaign were codenamed Operation Comet, aimed at capturing and holding the planet's largest water processing plant. The 23rd Regiment also took part in the assault on Fort Moros, and were awarded a regimental citation for their actions. During the desert battle of the Taurus campaign, the 23rd Elysian Regiment was wiped out in the Battle of Hydro Processing Plant 2320 by Tau forces during the Operation Comet, when they were surrounded and cut off 3 days after initially capturing the planet. The 99th Elysian Drop Troop Regiment, Detachment D99, fought against the Tyranids of High Fleet Kraken, and the 99th Regiment made repeated combat drops in the defense of the Imperial planet of Moloch. The survivors, a single overstrength company, were amalgamated into a small Imperial Guard unit designated Detachment D99, and second to a force of Inquisition by Lord Inquisitor Varius. Subsequently, the Detachment D99 served during the Inquisition's mission of Beta Alphelius IV to investigate a Tyranid outbreak at a secret Adeptus Mechanicus xenological research facility. The Elysian troop carries a grav chute. A grav chute relies on anti-gravity suspensor fields to counter the pull of gravity and slow its user's descent to a planetary surface. 2 small jets on either side, above the shoulder, offer an extra braking and maneuverability as well. Unlike a true jetpack, grav chutes are designed only to allow the user to land safely from a long fall, such as a combat drop from a transport, rather than a leap into the air and being powered flight. Elysian drop troops are equipped with these specially crafted helmets, called the Type 5 Pressure Helmet. It comes with built-in respirators and breathing apparatuses intended for low oxygen high altitude drops, or for deployment in hostile environments like the vacuum of space or in worlds with toxic atmosphere. All drop troopers are armed with Mark IV Acateran pattern lasguns, with a standard issue of 5 power cells. Grenades are issued in a more ad hoc fashion and can be provided to the grenade launcher as needed. Elysian drop troopers generally deploy in a 10-troop squad formation that includes 9 troops and 1 sergeant, with 1 trooper carrying a special weapon. And those were 40 facts about the Elysian drop troops. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for requesting. If you guys have any more Imperial Guard regiments that you guys would like us to make a video for, please comment down below. Don't forget to put suggestion followed by the regiment. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.